It's 11:47 p.m. You are lying in bed, and you are scrolling through someone else's vacation photos. Let's call her Maya. Except tonight, she's not the one lying in bed. She's the one on the beach, laughing, tanned, effortless, 3,000 miles from anywhere you've ever been. And you are in the exact same position you've been in for the last 40 minutes, in the same room, in the same life, feeling, for reasons you can't quite name, worse than you did before you opened the app. You didn't decide to compare yourself to a stranger. It just happened. It always just happens. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why your brain does this to you, automatically, before you've had a single chance to stop it. And you're going to find out that the same mechanism making you miserable at midnight is the reason your ancestors survived long enough to have you at all. Because the real reason you compare yourself to everyone you see goes back long before Instagram, before mirrors, before writing. It goes back to a small group of people around a fire, quietly, constantly ranking themselves against everyone in it. That ranking system never turned off, it just got a much, much bigger room to work in. In 1954, a psychologist named Leon Festinger noticed something strange. When people have no objective way to measure themselves, how smart they are, how attractive, how successful, they don't sit with the uncertainty. They grab the nearest person and measure themselves against them instead. He called it social comparison theory, and it explains something you've probably never said out loud. You don't compare yourself to everyone. You compare yourself to whoever is closest to your own life. That's why Jake feels absolutely nothing when a billionaire buys a yacht, but something sharp and specific lands in his chest when a college friend posts about a promotion, same species, same shape of life. That's the trigger every time. But here's where it stops being about vanity at all. Status was never decoration. For most of human history, where you ranked inside your group decided whether you ate this week, whether you found a partner, whether anyone had your back when things went wrong. David Buss and decades of research since have found the same pattern across dozens of cultures. Status isn't about ego, it's about access. Access to resources, access to partners, access to protection. Your brain didn't start caring about rank because rank feels good. It started caring because rank used to mean staying alive. But here's what nobody tells you. Picture that tribe. 30 people. Maybe 150 at the absolute most, which happens to be roughly the number of stable relationships your brain can actually track at once. Everyone in it you actually knew. Your rank was visible. It was knowable within days. And this is the part that matters most. It was resolvable. You could see exactly where you stood. You could work your way up and watch it happen. This is where it clicked for me. Robert Sapolsky spent years living among wild baboon troops, and he found something that should make you feel less broken, not more. Baboons low in the hierarchy under unstable conditions show measurably higher stress hormones, not because they're anxious by nature, but because the system itself keeps shifting under them. The stress isn't a personality flaw. It's a physiological response to an unpredictable rank. And here's the uncomfortable part. Your brain is running the exact same software right now at 11:47 p.m. in your bed. And this is the part I actually didn't want to include because it made me uncomfortable too. Every single person doing this to you is also doing it to themselves, right now, to someone else. Maya envies whoever she follows. That person envies someone with a bigger following. Jake envies his friend's promotion, and his friend is somewhere right now, envying somebody else's house. It's rank checking, all the way up and all the way down, an entire species quietly measuring itself against everyone in view at the same moment, all day, every day, none of them any less exhausted than you are. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Remember that study I said I'd come back to? In 2015, researchers looked at people using image-heavy platforms and found something that outlasted the scrolling itself. It wasn't just that people felt worse in the moment they were comparing. Their baseline habit of comparing, even offline, even hours later away from any screen, actually shifted. The system wasn't only firing more often. It was quietly recalibrating itself to expect more input, more often, from more people than any human brain was ever asked to track before. Stay with me, because the next part is why I made this video. Your rank tracking brain was built to measure you against 30 people you could actually outrank. in ways you could actually see and actually change over time. It was never built to measure you against the single most exceptional moment of 7 billion people, curated, filtered, and delivered to you every night at 11:47 p.m. The system is not broken. The input is impossible. This is not vanity. This is not insecurity. This is not something wrong with you. This is a 200,000-year-old ranking system trying to do its job with an input it was never ever built to handle. So here's what actually matters. First, comparison is not a character flaw. It is a status tracking mechanism doing exactly what it evolved to do. Second, it was built for a tribe small enough to see the edges of, not an infinite feed with no edges at all. Third, and this is the one you can actually use tonight, the next time you feel that specific sting scrolling in bed, don't fight it and don't believe everything it's telling you. Just name it. There's the rank alarm. That's it. You don't have to argue with it. You just have to see it for what it is. I want to know which platform sets it off worse for you. Drop it in the comments, because I have a feeling I already know the most common answer. Your brain is not comparing you to an enemy. It's an ancient, exhausted rank tracker, still doing its very best, in a room that got a few billion sizes too big.